Well, we're off to a new year, and what about a new look at manners for your kids? Elise McVeigh from MrsMcVeigh'sManners.com joins us now. We're going to talk about how to control our unruly children, that as time progresses, we just find that they're losing more and more of that politically politeness that we should all have.
It seems like after the holidays, a lot of parents come to me and say, oh, it was a disaster when we went to parties all season, or, oh, we went to grandma's and I was so embarrassed. And so then people start with any other goal, I'm going to lose weight. My kids are going to have better manners.
Right.
So that's something that I think is important to talk about, what you can do to sort of get a hold on it before it gets out of control.
It's almost a little bit of a lost art, if you will. Some of the things that I think we should be teaching our kids, or that my parents taught me and my grandparents taught my parents, are little by little fading away.
Yes, and the thing I always tell people is you have to work on it every single day. Just like your children have homework, or it's funny when you have a baby, you'll give them flashcards and they really can't even understand what you're doing, but why don't people go over manners all the time? So that means sitting down as a family together, eating dinner. And that's something not only for manners, but experts say you should sit down as a family because there's so many things that you can talk about, their day, tell everyone to turn off the phone, stop looking at their email, and really just talk to one another. And not only are you talking about, all right, this is how you correctly hold a fork and knife, and please don't talk with your mouth open, but you can talk about being a good person and character traits. Because I know at our dinner table, that's when our kids start telling us stories. Well, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that at school, or this teacher said this. And then we say back to them, well, it sounds like you don't like what they said or did. How would you have handled it differently? And so I think that's a good way to start the conversation.
It reminds me of a quote by Ronald Reagan that says, all great change in America starts at the dinner table.
That's great. And actually, we named one of our children after Ronald Reagan. His name is
So
Reagan.
did I.
Did you? Okay,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes.
He is.
Way to go,
He's
Mom.
awesome. He's good.
And it's true. I mean, they're either going to talk to you in the car or they're going to talk to you at the table.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that also it's just your opportunity to then talk about other things, that they can just do to be better from, this is what you do in school, or this kid is bullying me. All right, well, this is how you can handle that situation.
Right.
And just about being a good guest in someone's house.
Right.
So for example, let's say that they go to someone's house for dinner. You want to teach your child to say, I will help clear the table, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, is there anything else I can do for you to help you prepare the food? When they're little, of course, clean up after themselves if they're on a play date. Also, it's always nice, and we sort of talked about this last time, writing a thank you note after you're at someone's house.
Okay.
And that's something that's really lost.
So let me ask you, being really realistic. I mean, my kids will go over and visit some of their friends maybe once a week or twice a week. Do they really need to write a thank you note every single time they go over and visit with their BFF, or is this like special occasions?
I would say special occasions. So, for example, I had a son who got to go to his friend's ranch house for the first time, and so I told him to write a thank you note. Or, you get really good seats at the Mavs game, or, you get to go into the box at the Cowboy Suite. Things like that, to me, that's they should think it's a big deal, and they should thank the person that they got that opportunity with them.
Exactly. It's really up to us as parents to instill these manners, but like you said earlier, follow through. That's the hard part, is following through and teaching them to stick with it.
Yes, and you just have to keep on it every day, and it just gets exhausting. And sometimes at dinner, I do just want to sit there and talk to my kids and have a good time. But I would say at home is the time to make the corrections, because when you're out to eat, it gets very uncomfortable if you have to keep on correcting your children.
Right.
And you do want to enjoy that time out. So I would say at home is the time to do it.
You're right.
And also, just like on the thank you notes, set a good example. If they see you having good manners all the time, if they see that your manners are good at the table, that you're not on your phone, you let the house phone ring if it's during dinner, and say, you know what, we can just get that later, or let them watch you write a thank you note. Oh, Mom, what are you doing? Oh, I'm writing a thank you note to Mrs. So-and-so because she had me over for lunch, and it was very nice. It was a special occasion. So I think that we know this as parents, that we have to lead by example, but a lot of times we just sort of get lazy and we don't want to do it.
And there's nothing more rewarding than when your kid goes somewhere and then that parent that was with them says, your child has the best manners. They thanked me. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. And you're like, oh my gosh, it works.
Exactly. Yeah, you're shocked at first, and you're like, oh, I must be confusing my child with someone else. But then it ends up that it's
Nice.
good, because that's what you've been doing.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much for reminding all of us what we need to be doing with our kiddos this year. And for more information on Elisa's, her website is mrsmcveysmanners.com, and you can get more information about her there. Up next, we'll meet a single mom whose life has been graced with a free car for a year. It's a story of hope for all of us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.